You know how smart golfers are and how dumb fighters are?
That's
you
not true.
know.
Tony Hinchcliffe is a name synonymous with the comedy world. Someone who went from sleeping in a car to opening for Trump's presidential campaign. His razor-sharp wit and fearless insult comedy have made a name for him in the comedy world. Let's take a closer look at the lavish lifestyle of this comedy king. While Tony Hinchcliffe has had a great career, the course of his life and work has been riddled with controversy that has caused outrage and split sentiments when it comes to his comedy. His brand of comedy is unapologetic in every form and mostly crosses the line into blatant unacceptability, facing him with very harsh criticism. Here are some of his most infamous controversies. His latest controversy came in October of 2024, when during a Donald Trump rally at Madison Square Garden 2024, Hinchcliffe, in his typical roast style, made a series of inflammatory remarks, calling Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean.
Really a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah, I think it's called Puerto Rico.
He went on to make lewd and racist comments targeting Latinos, Jewish people, and black people. The comments immediately brought on sharp criticism from political figures, celebrities, and the general public. Kamala Harris lashed back at the comments, thanking Jennifer Lopez and Bad Bunny, both Puerto Rican stars, for their support throughout her campaigns, and went on to call his act nonsense. In response, she also released a plan Sunday to build an opportunity economy for Puerto Rico by creating a task force to foster economic growth on the island. Ricky Martin shared a clip of the set, condemning Hinchcliffe's comments. Politicians like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz also expressed outrage. The Trump campaign has since distanced itself from the comedian, a senior advisor saying his joke did not reflect the views of the campaign. Hinchcliffe, however, never apologized for the remarks, claiming they were out of context. In 2021, Hinchcliffe became the subject of yet another controversy when he used a racial slur towards Ping Dang, a comedian from Austin, Texas, who is of Asian American heritage. The incident occurred on stage when Dang introduced Hinchcliffe, only for him to launch a whole act consisting of offensive language. The video of the incident went viral, sparking widespread criticism. The talent agency that represented Hinchcliffe, WME, dropped him after this incident, and several of his scheduled gigs were canceled. Despite the backlash, Hinchcliffe maintained his stance, stating that he believed comedians should never apologize for jokes, no matter how offensive they might be. Hinchcliffe's writing and performance at the Comedy Central roasts have often been criticized for crossing the line. One such incident occurred when he made a racially insensitive joke about the comedian Lunel in the roast of Snoop Dogg, referencing Underground Railroad. Though his comments in that roast simply showed his characteristic style of crossing boundaries during comedy, they gained a lot of negative attention from fans and media, who drew accusations of perpetuating stereotypes. One of the most influential elements in Tony's career is his close friendship with Joe Rogan, but it also brings a lot of controversy. It is known that Rogan is one of the frontrunners in comedy and podcasting. He speaks highly in favor of free speech, especially regarding comedians holding opinions on subjects deemed too controversial or unpopular. However, the duo's shared views about pushing boundaries have drawn criticism from a lot of fans who have found their comments insensitive at times. Both comedians have publicly spoken out against cancel culture, believing that comedians should be able to push the boundaries of comedy without the threat of being canceled, which means regardless of what everyone thinks, they are not the ones to change their comedic style. That puts Tony in the same controversial circle as Rogan, whose podcast has come under repeated fire for what's being discussed on it. Some say this friendship with Rogan may have solidified his place within comedy, but also linked him to a growing number of cultural and media battles between freedom of speech and social responsibility. Born in June 1984 and raised by his mother in the tough neighborhoods of Youngstown, Ohio, he found comedy as both a shield and an outlet, helping him navigate the challenges of his upbringing. At Ursuline High School, Tony worked on his comedy skills and wit, whether it was with classmates or teachers. Tony's quick thinking and witty humor earned him the title Class Clown. In 2007, Tony took a leap of faith and moved to Los Angeles with big dreams. Tony quickly made a name for himself at the Comedy Store, thanks to his sharp insults and fearlessness. His humor also attracted some big names in comedy, and with this came Tony's big break, when the Roastmaster General, Jeff Ross, recognized his talent and brought him into the Comedy Central Roast series. He most famously wrote for The Burn with Jeff Ross and appeared on a roast battle, which earned him more respect in the comedy world. In 2013, Tony launched the podcast Kill Tony. This provided a one-of-a-kind platform where amateur comedians could perform short sets and get brutally honest feedback. With co-host Brian Redban and a revolving panel of celebrity guests, the show quickly grew into a massive success, bringing him at par with other big names in the comedy industry like Joe Rogan, who also had him as a guest on his show several times. Their on-screen love for comedy grew into a friendship bond. Kill Tony then relocated to Austin, Texas, continuing to thrive at Joe Rogan's comedy mothership. His Netflix specials have also contributed massively to his success. Tony's financial success speaks volumes about his talent and fame. From chart-topping podcasts and Netflix specials, his diverse career is one for the books. Though controversies have marked his career from time to time, the ability of Tony Hinchcliffe to reach his fans and deliver some seriously compelling content has been instrumental in his success, both creatively and financially. Tony's career was built with stand-up comedy. Tony started his career by performing at the Comedy Store in Los Angeles in 2007, and from there, his career skyrocketed. From opening for famous comedians to sold-out shows, this kind of comedy has proved that resilience can turn your life around. His shows draw in fans who are eager to experience his one-of-a-kind, bold, and unfiltered humor. Ticket sales and live performances continue to be a major source of his earnings. In 2016, Tony released his first Netflix special. This special, titled One Shot, was an innovative one-hour performance, filmed in a single take with no edit. This showed his fearless approach to comedy. Moreover, the special not only earned royalties, but also boosted his visibility, which played a huge role in his future success. As a co-host, he has made this podcast, Kill Tony, very lucrative for everyone involved. The podcast generates money through sponsorships and advertising, with millions of listeners and donations from the listeners. Its unique format is a hit amongst fans, especially the ones who love unfiltered comedy. It has also garnered a lot of attention from celebrities, keeping it at the forefront of comedy podcasts. While his onstage success is very well known, you might be surprised to find out that Tony has also contributed significantly to some major hits behind the scenes through his writing. Tony has written for some high-profile projects, including Comedy Central's iconic roast series. His contributions to the roasts of celebrities like Justin Bieber and James Franco have earned him royalties and established his reputation as a master of insult comedy. With success comes a large deal of partnerships. Endorsements have also played a role in Tony's income. Some of his notable deals include his partnership with Landshark Lager since 2018. He's also collaborated with DraftKings, though some reports suggest the deal is being reassessed after controversial remarks made during a political rally this year. After the launch of his Netflix special in 2016, in 2017, Tony headlined the Monster Energy Outbreak Tour, performing in 20 cities in less than a month. This nationwide tour was a major breakthrough in his career and also offers significant earnings while expanding his reach to new audiences. Another key source of income for Tony Hinchcliffe is merchandise. The Kill Tony brand sells a host of clothing items such as hoodies, t-shirts, hats, and even glassware. Sold at live shows and online, the merch not only generates income but also helps promote the podcast community. Tony Hinchcliffe's greatest investment has always been himself. A young comedian rolling into Los Angeles was definitely a gamble back in 2007. A lack of financial backing meant he struggled in the city. Tony said in one of his shows that he often slept in his car.
15 years ago, I was sleeping in my car behind the Comedy Store in LA, and I'm proud to say this is my 4th time performing at Madison Square Garden, the most famous arena in the damn world,
as he hustled for opportunities at the Comedy Store and other venues. The hustle did pay off eventually, with Tony headlining tours at some of the biggest venues in the world, including Madison Square. Tony also reinvests heavily in his career, funding his tours to bring his unique brand of comedy to fans across the country. Beyond the stage, he also invests in his merchandise. Tony channels resources into his Kill Tony merchandise line, ensuring high-quality designs that resonate with fans. By continually betting on himself and his craft, Tony has turned his career into a lucrative and fulfilling investment. Success in comedy is not only depicted by Tony Hinchcliffe's career path, but also the luxurious way of life, exemplified by his beautiful home in Austin, Texas. purchased in 2018 for $1.8 million. The property has appreciated significantly, with an estimated value of $2.2 million by 2022. The star decided to leave his hometown and make the move to Austin, Texas, because of his fellow comedian Joe Rogan. Tony's choice to settle in Austin aligns with his growing ties to the city, including his podcast Kill Tony's relocation to Joe Rogan's comedy mothership. Tony also revealed during a podcast that he has a preference for Austin over Los Angeles. While the details of the house have not been publicized, it's safe to imagine that the house would reflect Tony's financial success. Tony Hinchcliffe has a taste for the finer things in life, though he keeps much of his car collection under wraps. One confirmed gem in his garage is a Corvette, which is one sleek and high-performing car and comes with a pretty hefty price tag. While the exact model remains undisclosed, Corvettes are celebrated for their iconic design and impressive capabilities, making them an ideal match for Tony's bold personality and success. In 2022, fans were treated to an inside look at his automotive likes when a car dealership in Austin posted about Tony coming in to shop for a new ride. The caption not only praised his comedic talent, but also mentioned that Tony hilariously roasted his car trade-in. While his net worth of approximately $6 million puts Tony in a position to have an enviable car collection, he seems to keep things on the down low, leaving fans speculating over the other luxury cars in his garage. Apart from cars and real estate, the love of Tony Hinchcliffe for luxurious means extends to his impressive collection of high-end watches. Known for his bold and sharp personality, his choice of watches reflects sophistication and luxury. The all-black ceramic Omega Speedmaster Dark Side of the Moon is among his favorites. The watch is pretty famous for its durability and goes for approximately $7,000. This watch perfectly fits Tony's edgy style and is appropriate both for casual and professional settings. Tony is also quite frequently spotted sporting a Rolex Submariner date on his wrist, featuring a black ceramic bezel. The Submariner has always been such an iconic, versatile watch, it often makes an appearance on Kill Tony. With a price tag of $10,250, this watch serves as his daily driver, blending functionality with luxury. By far, his most striking piece in the collection is the Rolex Yachtmaster 226659. The combination of gold and white in this watch makes it stand out as a contemporary piece, and the timeless design adds to its class. He has been seen in this watch several times, which many watch enthusiasts have pointed out. Tony's choice of watches reflects his success. From humble beginnings to great financial success, these watches serve as a reminder of his hard work. Tony Hinchcliffe's love for the sport of golf is well documented, with the comic often speaking about it in interviews and podcasts. But one interesting discussion about the love he has for the sport went down during a conversation he had with Joe Rogan on the Joe Rogan Experience. During this episode, Hinchcliffe opened up about how much golf has become part of his life. He shared that many might consider golf to be a game of leisure, but he felt it took much more mental focus and precision than most people would imagine. He joked in the episode how much he loves golf and teased Rogan with this claim by comparing it to MMA, which is what Rogan is famously known for. Hinchcliffe is known for his sharp wit and playful roasts. Teasing Rogan with how golf is not only more difficult, but takes greater mental fortitude than MMA. It is also highly likely that Hinchcliffe's recent move to Austin, Texas, was partly due to his love for the game. Austin is home to a number of world-class golf courses, and courses for all levels of skill. Moreover, the country's golf culture must have also further fueled his love of golf. As Tony Hinchcliffe's career evolves, one thing is certain: he remains one of the most polarizing and talked about figures in the comedy scene, whether he's making audiences laugh, raising eyebrows, or sparking debates. Tony proves that he's here to stay, leaving a lasting mark on the world of entertainment. If you found this video interesting, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, let us know in the comments below which celebrity should we do next. See you next time.